Hello everyone, and welcome back to another respawning video. My name is Mikey, and with E3 coming this weekend, I've decided to throw together some last minute predictions, as well as go over a few bits that were already announced. A fair few of these might be quite obvious, but I want to be a bit ambitious here, so expect me to get a little crazy as well. Let's not waste any more time, and crack on with those, shall we? I'm going to go through all three major consoles first, before finishing on third party predictions, and I'm going to start with the easiest of the bunch, and that's PlayStation. We already know that Sony are sticking to their guns when it comes to no longer attending E3 events, and given the recent State of Play showcase focusing on Horizon Forbidden West, I can't see them wanting to do anything else before or during E3. It's also worth remembering that Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart will be released just a few days before E3 kicks off, so Sony's efforts will purely be on hyping that up and probably just ignoring whatever the competition is up to this weekend.
Ratchet & Clank! What a wonderful surprise!
What do you want, Nefarious?
We're going to a dimension where I always win!
Next up, Xbox. Now, this is where shit might get serious. I feel like we've all gone on for years now how Microsoft have hoovered up loads of studios and may start looking like a real force again when it comes to big exclusives. Well, this is the year to prove it. We pretty much know for a fact that Halo Infinite will be showcased to its fullest, and it's no exaggeration to say this needs to be a home run. The last time we saw Halo, it was met with a fair amount of criticism, and the subsequent delay didn't help matters either. With the game due out later this year, this needs to be the game that everyone leaves E3 talking about, and with no PlayStation announcements to oppose it, there's no excuse not to nail this. Elsewhere, I do expect to see a bit more Fable, even if it's just a short teaser trailer, but I fully expect the bulk of Xbox presentations to be focused around their biggest acquisition to date, and that is of course Bethesda. Now, Bethesda can't go showing off too much when it comes to games coming soon, as both their upcoming titles Deathloop and Ghostwire are timed PlayStation exclusives that were of course agreed well before they became part of the Xbox family. However, I still expect to see a lot from them, and the biggest of these could come in the form of a full Starfield trailer featuring a release date as well. Bethesda's first original RPG in 25 years has a lot of people excited despite us knowing next to nothing about it at this point. Surely that has to change for the upcoming space-themed epic of this E3 event. I'm also personally hoping to see some sort of gameplay from the upcoming Indiana Jones game, but that might be a bit of a stretch given they've only just recently acquired the rights. But hey, a boy can dream. I'm also hoping we get to see a bit more of Hellblade 2 with probably a proper release date as well, because that one feels like it's been in development for a long time. And finally, I think Xbox will show off some new games coming to Game Pass, with maybe a surprise new release on that day, maybe even if it's only an indie game, but hey, time will tell.
Not again! We need to run!
No, we need to fight. Get ready.
Moving on to the most unpredictable of the bunch, and that is of course Nintendo. I really feel Nintendo could go either way. They will of course not officially be a part of E3, but they do have an already announced Nintendo Direct to try cash in on all the hype this weekend. Again, this could go one of two ways. Either the Japanese giant surprise us all and announce the long rumoured Switch Pro and show it off in all its glory with the first official trailer for Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Or, and I think this is way more likely, we get another lackluster Direct where we get trailers for indie games that nobody will remember on a weekend like this, along with disappointing trailers for small hitters that have already been announced, such as Skyward Sword HD and Splatoon 3. Call me a pessimist, but I feel like I've been burnt by Nintendo events too often in recent times, and I wouldn't be at all surprised to witness another Direct that results in my Switch continuing to collect dust. I really hope that I'm proved wrong, and I can get back on the Nintendo hype train, but we'll see. Moving on to third party titles now, and I'm just going to rattle through what we already know is coming before I get overexcited about what I'm hoping we see. We know that Ubisoft will be showcasing more Far Cry 6, which I imagine will be more of the same of what we already saw recently, as well as a big update on the upcoming Rainbow Six Extraction, formerly named Quarantine. Elsewhere, Square Enix will continue its efforts to salvage Marvel's Avengers with new footage of the Black Panther DLC, as well as info on the next Life is Strange game and Babylon's Fall, which we haven't seen now since 2019. Right, I'm sure I've missed a few other confirmed bits and bobs, but let's get into some big predictions. This first one, I'm convinced will happen, and that's a full gameplay trailer and release date for From Software's Elden Ring. It feels like the time is right, and I look forward to Soulsborne nutters such as Hav and Luke losing their minds when they see this, and I'm already happy for them. Going back to Square Enix, and I'll be surprised if Babylon's Fall and the Failing Avengers headlines their presentation, but I'd be shocked if they don't finish on a massive Final Fantasy XVI high. It may be more of the same of what we've already seen, or maybe we'll get a proper gameplay showcase. But either way, I'm really hoping, and even to a point expecting, to see more Final Fantasy XVI shown off this weekend. Maybe we'll even get a surprise release date for later this year. Okay, maybe that's too far. I quickly want to mention EA. I realise that their own event, EA Play, isn't coming until later, but when it does happen, I'm officially predicting an announcement for a Jedi Fallen Order sequel. I'd be surprised if we get much footage, but just a teaser and a title would do me. Right, last but not least, I'm going big. Bigger than big, in fact. For those who don't already know, Rockstar's parent company, Take-Two, will be taking the stage this year, and although they may just go out there and promote the new WWE 2K22 or something like that, I think there's more happening here. That's right, I'm calling it now, we finally see Grand Theft Auto 6. Just imagine, Rockstar hitting the stage to talk about whatever crap is currently going on in GTA 5 Online, only to finish by saying, oh, we have one other project coming soon, as the screen fades to black, and bang! GTA 6 back in Vice City. The crowd goes wild, we all lose our minds, and it's the most talked about announcement of the whole weekend by far. Damn it, Rockstar, please make this happen. Have I gone too far? Am I way off? I'm probably way off. Let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure to let me know your predictions as well. I'm probably missing a massive game here, and if so, let me know. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe as well, because it really helps us out. And go back and check some of our other videos out as well. Stu over on the Bears Den has recently been doing a Spotify playlist, which is really cool, and I highly recommend you check it out if you're into your music. Also, to keep up with everything we're doing, make sure you're following us on the socials by just searching Respawn in UK on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you know the drill. And for all the latest news and reviews, obviously check out the website respawning.co.uk. Once again, thank you for watching. I've been Mikey, and I will catch you next time.